Hello, hello everybody. Today we're going to learn how to get seagrass. We're going to learn how to get seagrass in the Minecraft. First you have to make it to get the seagrass. We have to make the shears. You have to make a shears. And then we attack the seagrass with the shears. Alright. Yeah. Monday. Oh. That wasn't easy. Brutal. Very disappointing end to my simul last night. Oh, dude. Astrobate, I don't want to have to time you out. You're not putting that again. I've never had to time you out before. But that's the closest you ever came. For a limited time, get 50% off. From a chess player who doesn't play chess, okay? Right. Sure. There's more to chess than a pretty face, Astrobate. Don't buy products from iChess. Alright. Unless it's by me. Don't buy it anyway. Alright. What's up? Taking challenges. Your office hours are open. Alright. The professor is in. Gotta change our title. Nah. Breaking the barriers. Aspie, first thing you do is you go to your email and you click the little info at the back, at the bottom of the email, and you click the unsubscribe button. Unsubscribe. I highly recommend it. Alright, let's see here. While we're waiting for challenges and donations, our first donation for the week is yet to come. It was a little bit slow yesterday. Bad start with technical difficulties, but we had a good simul finally. Classical simul on Twitch last night. 17 wins, 6 draws, 3 losses. Very disappointing 2 losses at the end. On time and another tough misplayed break. But where's my game with Astrobate? Astrobate, can you explain to me what happened there? Can we take a look at this? Why did you resign? Can you explain like how you came to the decision to resign? Did you time out or something? Dude played a perfect game and resigned. Dude, Astrobate, what are you doing? Why are you resigning in a perfect position? Perfectly worse. This has to stop. You're not doing this anymore. Why did you resign? Oh no, you thought your queen was trapped? Because you did that like last week, right? I don't understand. What did you think? Oh, you castled. Mm-hmm. Despite your beautiful pawn structure, it's not that bad. According to the engine, you played a perfect game. What's up with that? Oh, that's really weird. This is really weird. Oh, okay. Knight takes c3 is surprisingly rare for black. Why is this move so rare? Well, the whole variation's kind of rare. Bishop c5 is all the rage. Because you want to like give way to free tempo and all that. I don't fully understand this position. But I think you should keep playing knight f3. I don't like the queen f3. It's too weird and artificial. This is probably a better try, man. I mean, you get a more normal position. Even in the final position, you had a completely playable game. Even if you're slightly worse due to pawn structure, and black has the bishop pair, still you have some space. I don't think this is so so bad for white. You might be able to get a playable game here. I like how it says you played perfectly. Alright, we're taking challenges. Simul recovery stream. Is the candidates tournament on today? We don't do candidates coverage. That's just too bandwagon. Chess Zebra here early. Early today. This is my simul. I'm still recovering mentally. A lot of people left their games early. Like Super Sebi had a problem. He got distracted, but quite a few people resigned really early. Niles, like, what's your problem? Why did you leave after 5 moves? Please don't do that anymore. Yeah, that was like your greatest game of all time. A lot of people just left early. It says right here, no London system. Nobody dared to do that. It says no joining if you can't stay 3 hours. Frazier upset him. Yeah, that's funny. Were you here when I thought that too? Niles. That's the only other Niles I ever heard of. Alright, well, no challenges, I guess. That's it. No stream today. Bye. Bye. I'm going on vacation for 4 days tomorrow. It means no chess, no taking my computer, no stress, just chilling. Secret location. If I tell you, I'd have to kill you, Chess Zebra. I have to stay away from the paparazzi. It's domestic. I'm traveling domestically. I don't want my groupies, I don't want the groupies following me. Nothing personal. I have that problem everywhere I go. I'm like Tom Hanks. But seriously, no challenges, no stream. Staycation. That's funny. Hawaii's pretty small. What if you go from one island to another? See? You can go from like the big island to Wahoo. Then is it still a staycation? You do island hopping? It's like a mini vacation. What's up, Juicebox Wizard? Everybody. Candidates tournament. We don't cover the candidates tournament, but broadcasts, candidates tournament, round 3. Ding Liren, can someone explain this to me? Here's Ding Liren versus Rapport. The only thing I can buy Rapport's like bullshit. He was completely lost, okay, but it was pretty scary. But the one thing about this game that I don't get is like this position. Like, White's probably winning. It's not it's not easy. The computer says it's plus 2.7. I don't know. I really thought that Ding Liren would play Queen E2. It's still not a guaranteed win. I mean, I imagine if they played this out, like, Ding Liren would win most of the time. Rapport has no chance. He's just too unstable. He plays like an absolute maniac all the time. He's going to end up with like 50% all wins and losses. Maybe a couple draws. I don't understand Ding Liren like can't win this at his level, but I guess it's possible. Alright. Yeah, it's not so easy actually. I mean, Queen F5. If he found Queen E2 and then Black plays Queen F5, HG, HG. We're up the exchange for a pawn. Wonder how much time was an issue here. 11 minutes? Yeah. 11 minutes. He was -4 after 20 moves, action-packed, but he's completely unsound. This is amazing. What was the position where the craziness happened? Yeah, I mean, just like, Ding didn't have the courage to, like, play this. Apparently he was like +4. Like, too hard to find it. Yeah, you have to see knight takes c1, queen g5. Well, they both probably didn't see this. This is just too weird. There's something to do with h6 and then mate on the back rank with like queen d8. It was pretty hard to see that. What was it that Rapport did that's really crazy? Well, I guess, you know, the whole concept, right? They're following a game up until move 12, and then Ding springs an improvement. I wonder, there was talk about this. Yeah, it's interesting. Rapport was probably prepared here. An exchange sack. Yeah, it's totally reasonable. It's not that crazy, actually. King g7 was a weird move. He didn't want the rook to drop with check. No problem at all. Yeah, no, he's an exciting player. I don't like his chances in this tournament. Alright. Fabiano getting nothing against the Najdorf. That's really gross. Rajabov doesn't know where he is. Another pathetic game from Rajabov. I think he managed to get slightly worse with white. Let's see. Maybe not. Dude, this is just... Seriously, why even go to the tournament, you know? This is what you're playing with the white pieces? I don't understand, man. What is this guy doing? He's, like, lucky to get a draw with white. The only good game, I guess, besides the Rockford game was this one. This looks like it was a new continuation, too. This is a really solid choice by Nakamura. But at least he played the Nimzo rather than the Queen's Gambit declined. For God's sake. So this is a weird move. White seems to need to develop. But it looks like both sides are prepared here. They both analyzed this with the engine. I was watching this game, Firouzja Nakamura, for a minute when I was logged on yesterday, and I remember the engine was suggesting e5 for Nakamura. But I wasn't sure that that's what Black would play, and it turns out he didn't. Criticism inspector. Don't know. Yeah, something like 1 o'clock, 1:30. An hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. Can't wait for it to be over. Knight takes. Anyway, it was like apparently a clear draw. This was really a question about how far these guys prepared this. It almost looked rehearsed to me. White is so close to getting like 2 outside pawns. I mean, I would have thought white was seriously better here. But the knight is so strong on d5 that black's actually okay. Yeah, Nako's gotten better in endgames over the years, and he seems to play for endings and plays very well in the endgames. So he's showing alright, performance. It looks like Caruana's still the favorite. Alright, Mr. Coffee with the challenge. Oh, I thought Firouzja would have serious chances, but not really. Hikaru defended properly. Maybe second place is enough too for the finals. Hold on a second. The coffee. What's up, man? You got holiday? What's Mr. Coffee doing? It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Maybe second place is enough too for the finals. Wait, what do you mean by that? No problem at all. The finals. What are you saying? Are you suggesting that Rockford could tie for first? And win the candidates in a playoff or something? Is that weird? Is that what you mean? I'm not sure what he meant by that. No, I don't. We're not going to listen to this idiot stuff. Magnus Carlsen is a good little boy. He'll do whatever the FIDE oligarchs say. I mean, give me a break. No. Come on now. Please. I wish more than anything that Magnus Carlsen would forfeit his world championship. But, or, go against FIDE. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. It's absurd. Okay, whatever. Fake news. I know he purportedly said that, but it's ridiculous. Magnus is a good boy. He'll do whatever his oligarch puppet commanders tell him to do. As long as the money's there. He never makes waves. He would never try to create a better chess world. Something like that. That whole scene is not interesting. Lasker Bauer, almost the same position. Mr. Coffee. I don't really subscribe to Lasker Bauer. I don't think putting the bishop on d3 is right strategically. He got lucky, Lasker did, in that game where he sacked his 2 bishops. I mean, Black just let him get away with it. Content, good content. Alright. Mr. Coffee with the classical French style setup against the bird. This is kind of interesting. Well, basically, it's a quiet Queen's Indian for white. I'm playing the Queen's Indian. He's doing a very quiet setup. Here we are. Reverse Dutch opening, the double Dutch. No, it's birds. Birds opening, or the bird. Bird is the word. I'm trying to broaden my horizons by increasing my bird output. I've always been a big fan of Nimzovich. One of the first books I ever got was this Breinfeld book on Nimzovich. Hyper-modern chess. I wonder how much serious consideration should be put on pawn takes e5 for white here. Yeah, 7-5 is okay. Look at the bottom of the stream. 7+5 casual minimum. Look at bottom of stream. Sakarenko. From Gambit, misspelled. Isn't that misspelled? Or is that the way you spell it? Or boring. I like the From's Gambit. From's Gambit is fun. But I don't think the Dutch is boring. I mean, the bird, whatever. I mean, it is kind of closed. If you're a tactical player, you might not like that. Tactical players. Oversimplifying chess. We're all guilty of doing this. to simplify chess into tactics and strategic play. Too much polarization. It's like Republicans and Democrats. You're either a tactical player or a positional player. People oversimplify because they're stupid noobs and they're lazy. I was talking about this on the stream yesterday. My theory on why our world is so polarized. Because polarizing things is simple and easy to do. And you don't have to think. If you just put everything in these simple terms, it's just about like the human nature is lazy. People are lazy. And the easiest thing to do is to put things into... I love raving and saying crazy stuff. Polarized. Polgarmeister. People are just so lazy, including myself. I try to fight against it, though. Some people just embrace their laziness. At least I realize my failings. Sometimes. Mr. Coffee's so correct. Yeah, I've played this position like a million times with the black pieces. You know what's really strange about this? The reverse colors is making me feel like I don't know where I am. If I was playing with black instead of white, I would be completely accustomed to this position. But it's so weird that just reversing the colors has a very strange effect, like I don't recognize where I am. 100% chess bunny. That's not true. Acerbate. You gotta stop losing in simul's on purpose to make it easy for me. Because you feel sorry for me. Mondays are tough. This is my last stream until next Sunday, by the way. So make sure to donate lots of cash. Princess Chess 64. Greetings, chess players. Alright, Mr. Coffee is white. He's white pieces. I'm black pieces here. Mr. Coffee, don't waste too much time. What's up, Princess Chess? Alright, we've got a challenge 7 plus 5. That's the minimum. Wow, B5. Mr. Coffee. Busting the B5 on me. Alright, I'm going to weaken my queen side. Try to lock it up. I don't know if A4 is a good move, but I can use this to kind of lock the queen side. Mr. Coffee's playing the proper Polish opening with B4, B5, Polish defense. I don't want him to get in C4 break. How did your chess event go? Princess Chess 6-4? What chess event? Pulgarized. Man, Monday mornings are rough. Mr. Coffee with the aggressive setup. We're not talking about my chess this year. Oof. The oofdom. Track knights. So I don't know what to do officially. How about a little rook lift? Speaking of polarized, I don't know, man. Women, people, plants, whatever. I'm just. Monday morning is rough, huh? Hate Monday mornings. You have been playing terrible chess. It's awful and embarrassing. Yeah, I think. You know what's amazing? I played a slow game yesterday, and it really vastly improved my simul performance. Before the simul, 2 hours before the simul, I played a long classical game. You know, kind of longish. Classical style. It vastly improved my play, you know? I don't know, Princess Chess. Sounds like you might have some issues with focus and concentration. Results are inconsistent. Personally, I think my results can vary wildly depending on the conditions. Playing conditions, my conditions. Rook d8, the f7 square. Ambulance. You haven't studied or played outside the tournaments. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing chess, like, streaming all the time, so it kind of keeps me in practice. Even though I haven't played since April, I could probably play, if I go to a tournament today, I would still play fairly well. Being a semi-chess professional. For an amateur to not do chess, Mr. Coffee with the d4, dude. Don't like that. You won't like me when I'm angry. It's a trap. I don't like what Mr. Coffee did here. He's trying to hurt me. You're shutting down my bishop with a d4? Yeah, when I was a kid, like, the Hulk was on TV all the time. I watched a handful of episodes. I always remembered that. You won't like me when I'm angry. I'm not a big fan of, like, Marvel comics or anything, but that was a really iconic moment. He was very serious. Mr. Huffy's so aggressive. With the d4 trying to hurt me. Why do you want to hurt me? Hurt my bishop on b2? How can I get this bishop back into the game? Lou Ferrigno. Yeah, Chessy, I always forget, like, you're... not that far away from my... You seem so youthful, you know? Yeah, you have a lot of references back to the old days. Alright. Mr. Coffee with the bishop f3 allowance. Bishop c8? This is crazy. Yeah, I can't believe you're 53. You know a lot of like modern popular references. You're very youthful in your conversation. You seem much more youthful than me, I would say. I feel like a grandpa conversationally next to you. I would have thought you were like in your 30s, to be honest. If you didn't say you were 53. I would have guessed you were like in your mid-30s. But you know a lot of cultural references from a time would make that impossible. E5. It's nice of Mr. Coffee to send the challenge, though. He doesn't play here on the stream much. I know that he's not in practice. Speaking of people who are in practice. Short vacation this week. I take mini vacations. So we had one mini vacation back in April. Now I have another mini vacation that we're back on. We're back on Simul on Sunday. So the battle over d4 raging here. If he secures that space advantage, he could even be better. But it's not secured. But is he threatening e5 now? Not necessarily. Take a sick individual to play e5. You got to admit, like, it's not logical to go like bishop a6. Bishop a6, bishop c8. Yeah, that's like last resort. Doing the regrow my bishop back on c1. That's like the hippopotamus. It's the walk of shame for bishops. Really? You're doing that? Computer's like +6 for white. It loves 2 minor pieces for the rook. That's like +4. So what did Mr. Coffee do wrong? d4? The whole b5 thing? I played a perfect game. Lichess says game is already analyzed. Birds is the words. Blatney, you know you're in bad trouble. Blatney's the best player playing this crap. I crushed him. That was one of my better games. In the current century. Well, it's something he has here. Knight e5, bishop e5, bishop d6. Fighting for control of the e5 square. I was seriously, considering this. But it's anti-positional. See, a lot of people would be afraid of bishop takes f6. There's nothing to be afraid of, I guess. Alright, AP 8-7. 7 plus 5. G6 was the move. Thanks for the game, Mr. Coffee. Are you off today? Today's not a holiday, is it? I don't understand. Like, when was Juneteenth? Was yesterday Juneteenth? It's a federal holiday where like a lot of states haven't recognized it yet. Wait, what's the sense in having a holiday on a Sunday? Just bad luck, I guess. It doesn't apply to federal contractors, only straight federal workers. You can't make it a holiday on Sundays. The actual Fed holiday is Monday, which would be today, right? Which is what I was wondering. Is today a federal holiday for some people? Is my question. Obviously not in Texas or other racist states. Yeah, I don't know. Boring variation. I don't really know how to play this line. What is White doing? Trying to castle queenside? You're castling queenside. Okay. Why not use your time a little bit? Hospital always open. But I mean, even doctors get like holidays, right? Unless you're on call. But I mean, you can't have all the doctors have a holiday, right? What do? You like divide it up? Some of them get the day off and some don't, or it just doesn't work like that. Queen d2. Just don't get holidays as a doctor. I don't know, man. This position bothers me. I hate this line. I hate this variation. It's so gross. Symmetrical. All the pawns are on board. It's totally closed. I guess it's a Vienna opening, technically. Once White plays knight c3, It transfers into the Vienna realm. The realm. B4 knight B7. Keep your powder dry. It's an interesting position. I feel like I made a mistake with this queen c7. I don't know where to go. See, he's keeping his options open, which is smart. Now he castled kingside. Kind of wish my queen had stayed on that diagonal. In this case. The ace of base. Ace or base. White is better here. Christmas. Kwanzaa. Dude, I mean, seriously, why do you play so ridiculously fast? What is that? Jesus. No way. Are you kidding me? He's played the whole game in 3 seconds. Dude, that's very disturbing. Like, I don't know what the deal is with this player. Why are you trying to play the entire game in 30 seconds against me? Why is White playing like Carl Schlechter, by the way? I mean, seriously, is he like an engine or something? Why is he so fast? And perfect. He never played like this before. He's pretty sus, yeah, I would say so. Schlechter played like this with White. I mean, it's like playing Carl Schlechter. It's exactly how he played with white pieces. Dude, he instantly played Queen G3 when I played Knight G4. Instantly. Shit. I'm probably, like, lost here. Nearly lost. I don't understand, why is White a master? He's played the entire game in 30 seconds. And his ratings are like 1700 lichess. An old game of his? Like a new one. One of the recent Schlechter games. Chess Zebra. Who am I playing here? Seriously, is this like a national master playing White or something? Because I don't like the look of this. This is not this guy. He doesn't play like this. He's wild, out of control, aggressive, makes all kinds of crazy sacrifices. This is like playing Rubinstein or Schlechter or something. It's totally not the same style. Using no time for the entire game. Like, what is this guy doing? He leaves his rook hanging? Six minutes to 18 seconds. But he played really well. Strategically. Did he play famous? Chess Zebra, what? Dude, he had a winning... He was winning the World Championship match. And blew it. The greatest player has never become world champion. Wow, White just totally melted down. He's just trying to win on time now, completely random. No, I don't get it. It's so weird. This is like the weirdest game ever. Alright, whatever, dude. I don't play with people who give me more time. The whole game was weird. What are you doing? He gave me more time now. I mean, it's a winning position for me, but it's just really trolly. I am not going to play you, dude. I don't know what your deal is, but watch this game. This is not okay. You don't give me more time during a game. Play the first 30 moves like Schlechter, then start hanging pieces. What is this? What is this? You're like trolling me or something. How do you play the first like 30 moves like I don't know, Carl Schlechter in 10 seconds? And you're slightly better in my opinion. And then he just like blunders because he's trying to win on time. The whole thing is like super weird. Why are you wasting my time? Alright. Let's next challenge. But you should know not to ever offer me more time. We don't do that here. But your style just magically changed overnight. Like, It feels like I'm playing a different player, honestly. A lot of people like have their friends play on their account. I really don't appreciate that. It's like he's trolling me. Yeah, after 78 simul's, you'd think you'd know not to give me more time. But alright. That's a pretty strange thing to do. What's up, Bob? You're 1600 and you played the first 25 moves like Carl Schlechter, using 10 seconds for the whole game. That's normal. I don't understand why people insist on trolling me. I've played all these games against you. You'd think I'd be able to tell if it was you or a different player. Or you have multiple personality disorder? Perhaps a different player. Like your friend or something. I don't appreciate it. That's just really irritating. They should know better than that. Something fishy about that. And just to play for time, to play like the whole game perfectly, use 10 seconds for the entire game, and then start dropping all your pieces, like hanging pawns to try to win on time. That's what I'm talking about. That's great. That's really what we're here for. That's respecting the game. It's like the people trying to flag me in my simul yesterday. I don't understand it. It's just really weird. After I've played some like 30 games, I can tell if I'm playing that player or like their friend or something. Now I remember. Well, Schlechter almost won the World Championship. He should have. He had the lead and blew it. He also died pretty young. He should have had a longer chess career. He could have been a contender. A lot of people give him a hard time because he had a lot of draws. More draws than average. He was a really strong player. But I think that type of Vienna position that I had last game, I just can't stand when people are doing that. They're playing bullet chess against me. But how are you 1600 and you play the first 25 moves perfectly? 1600 lichess is like, it's like 1200 FIDE. It's not okay. You know, you don't play 25 moves perfectly when you're 1200 FIDE. I don't trust anybody. Even after I played them like 50 games here. People do weird stuff. They have their friends play on their account. They use computers. I asked them like 100 times not to play for time mindlessly, and they just do it anyway. He is a huge Schlechter. Who's a huge Schlechter fan? Me? No. But I have a collection of all of his games. Hannibal Schlechter. Little joke. Little Silence of the Lambs joke. Oh, no. The thing is, the guy normally plays like an absolute maniac where he's like sacrificing all of his pieces in wildly open positions. Now he's suddenly Carl Schlechter. It's just like night and day. Like, not only is he like a 1200 playing without making mistakes, but his style is now dramatically changed to the point where he's like polar opposite of what he used to be. That's weird, you know? Like, you can't do that. You started playing chess last year in October. Ever since then, I fell in love with the game. Is it possible to reach a level 2000 rating if I study and play chess with devotion? Yeah. Well, I mean, lichess-wise, sure. I'm 19. I was a late starter at, like, 11, 12. Yeah, if you're 19, of course. Should I even have goal in the first place? Goals are good. But I like setting, like, you know, I like setting, like, short-term goals, you know. Not necessarily, like, absolutely possible. A lot of people are getting into chess later in life because of the internet. I mean, it's pretty normal. Where it didn't used to be as much, but... C5. Wow. My center is caving in. Yeah, I'm really optimistic about people who are late starters. I almost never discourage people. I never discourage anyone. I never discourage people about that kind of thing. I was a fairly late starter. I wasn't a child prodigy. I didn't become a master till I was 19, 18, whatever. Better be polarized, Mr. Coffee. No, just kidding. This is an interesting game. I like C5. Everything is possible. But I mean, titles, you know, require a lot of over-the-board chess play. Quite amount of time. So that's the issue there. Totally possible, but it does require, in most cases, a large investment of time and money. Money and time. Time is money. I don't remember playing this player once. Delicious. Those white squares. But this is just a really weird position. I wish I hadn't played f4 now. When did I play f4 again? Why did I play f4? That's a good question. Let's just be honest. f4 sucks. I played a terrible move. I weakened myself. I didn't have time for it. and I regret doing it, and I'm sorry. Is that it? Is that enough of an apology? Sorry that I played f4. I'm serious. I'm sorry. I apologize. I wish I hadn't done it. I never should have done it. And you have my most sincere apologies. f4 was a very, very bad move. I'm playing too many birds openings, and now I'm convinced it's not good. I don't know about bad, but I'm convinced it was totally unnecessary. There was no reason to play f4. I was really overconfident when I played that. Should have just played something sensible. But it has a good position. D7. Alright, we gotta take measures, drastic measures here, it looks like. We are taking drastic measures into our own hands. Bishop b4. Oh my god. Oh my god! This is crazy. This is a really strong player. Knight e4 is pointless. Damn, that's kind of harsh. No, it wasn't pointless. I mean, I have knight b6. That was the original plan. I should have just done it. Dude, that's brutal. Chess zebra. Knight a4 is pointless because of bishop a7. Brutal. He's brutalizing me, trashing my move. It wasn't pointless. It could be bad, but it's not pointless. I mean, the entire point was to go to b6, then I changed my mind and decided to play bishop b4 instead. Damn, dude, he just smashed me. No, I'm totally open to criticism. You know, I think it's kind of funny the way he said it. But it was a bad choice of words, I think. I mean, I have knight b6, knight c5. You could say it was a garbage move or something. And a piece of shit, but pointless is incorrect. It might have been a bad point. Pointless is if I just threw it out there for no reason to attack the bishop. Like, a lot of people do that. I actually had an idea. Or you could say unprincipled, you know, maybe. Anti-positional. But pointless is just cold. It leaves the center. Wow, king f7? That's nuts. Pointlessly optimistic. I almost had a heart attack. I thought he had b5 winning a piece here. Phew, he almost did. Bishop a7 doesn't have purpose. That's pointless. was a little worried there. I'm probably not worse. That's a really optimistic way of looking at this. I'm probably not worse. I'm not known for my good play on Monday mornings. Just so you guys know. This is like my worst. My worst day in terms of playing strength. The move that surprised me most by Black was the decision to put his or her king on, I think it's a he, I don't know, but f7. Why f7 with your king? e4 anyway? The light squares. I feel lucky though. Bucky the lucky. Lucky the ducky. Lucky ducky. Dangerous. Bishops versus knights. Yes, Your Honor. Be honorable. Acerbate. In session. Wait, what? The last game was sad, though. You know, I wasn't sure it was a draw. But I suspected it was, and I lost that on time. I rarely do that, especially when it's like only a few games. I've never really done that much. Losing on time when there's only like 1 or 2 games left. Stupid Ruslan. Who's constantly playing for time, by the way. I end up like losing the game that's drawn because I'm like trying to survive the one that's lost. It's really stupid. Oh my god. White is better. Do you think? That knight has seen better days. It needs to break out. Ooh. It's happening. The h5 knight. I'm happy world. It's a knight utopia. Ripun is here. Ripunj. Forehead looks good. Oof. What are you saying? What does that mean? You're fired. Alright, Mr. Coffee. It's hot here. It's very, very hot. I don't have any air conditioning. Alright. If I was a millionaire, we would have air conditioning. You guys just aren't donating enough to support the stream. Do you think that silicone boobs is really Bob? I don't think so. I mean, I made that joke, but they don't talk enough to be Bob, right? And they don't banter enough. It doesn't make sense, really, does it? You think he's really Bob? You Punch, are you here? Are you gonna take this challenge? By the way, I'm like super grumpy. Thank you, Kimia. I'm super grumpy on Mondays, so just accept it. Don't play bullet chess against me in 7+5 time control and give me more time, or I'm likely to time you out and resign. Don't do that. Let's get a gift sub. Let's get a gift sub for silicone boobs. Silicon or silicone? I need a vacation. What was that commercial from the 80s? Do you guys remember? I miss the 80s. I need a vacation. Alright. Dog sack 2-7. Now, there's nothing worse than the super fast players who take too much time. What is he doing now? I think he's distracted. We got 10+5 this game. Good, good. A little bit more. It's like a title, not a person. Are the 80s or the 90s better? It's a good question. I don't know, man. I mean, it depends. I mean, I lived through it as a child, the 80s as a child. I guess everything seemed, there were probably problems too for adults. Inflation. 70s had better music. Well, I lived through most of the 70s myself, but I was really young. Here we go again with the B6. Mr. Coffee with a gift sub for silicone boobs. You're the man. Mr. Coffee is the legend. The legend. He's a billionaire, but he's very economical with his money, and he wouldn't want to waste too much money on a chess stream, but he does support us when he can. And he's not managing his fleet of private jets. The B6. Mr. Coffee gifted 39 gift subs in the channel. If you could go back to any Any year, when would you go back to, Mr. Coffee? Any year you lived through, what would you choose? I often sort of fantasize about this kind of question. If you could go back to any year in your life, when would you go back to? I think I would go back earlier. I feel like it's been like, honestly, my life is like one giant downward spiral. No, it's not exactly true. I don't know, man. You're going to the... You got the bell curve going on at 1995 peak. You're peaking in 1995. Mr. Coffee only thinks about sex. No, I mean like, everything. Not when your sex life was peaking. Oh. Living in the Party Central apartment. Dude, I was caring in college. I was worried about failing out. Being on the 8-year program. I like the late 70s. I think I would go for like 1979. '79, '80, something like that. Star Wars came out. Let's say whenever I got my first Star Wars action figure, life was good. I remember 1976 because that was the centennial, bicentennial. I remember going to the town fair and getting a goldfish in a plastic bag when I was like 4 years old. That goldfish like grew to be really big too. He was like massive. Lived a long time. The dude lived like, he must have lived like a solid 9 years. Really, really, I don't remember exactly how many years the goldfish lived. He lived forever. No, I don't have Disney Plus. I just couldn't do Star Wars after the original. For me, like there was too much of a pause. And it didn't seem like real Star Wars anymore. I think they dropped the ball there. They waited too long. What am I supposed to do here? Sire. Uh-oh. Watching without audio is a badge. Watching without audio is a badge? For real? But I can call him all kinds of bad names and he won't know about it. That's awesome. Hey, shithead. What are we doing here? Hello. I think if I chose a year, I would go back to before I started playing chess. That's probably like the number one most important. If we have to go back to the past, make sure you choose a year before you started playing chess so you can do it over again and not decide to play chess. I'm safe, as long as we go back before 1983 or something like that. The fateful year that I started playing chess. Yeah, it's a good question what I would have done. Really good question. To make a living. No, I mean, I don't know. I didn't have good counseling about my education and like choosing a path. That's the problem with if you go to college, no. It's kind of bad to go to a really big university where there's like millions of students because you don't get much like one-on-one advice. Nobody really helped me to sort of try to choose a path in school. I think if you go to like a small college, it might be better. Yeah, is chess more frustrating or more fun? Did chess destroy your life or make it better? That's a good poll. Did chess ruin your life or make it better, improve it? We could try to make it sound better grammatically. What would I have done? It's a really good question. I mean, I started playing chess in 8th grade, 7th grade. 7th grade. What would I have done? Well, I mean, anything's possible. Maybe I would have gone... I really don't know. What would I have done with all my time if I hadn't had chess? Would have picked up something else? Like what? It's a really good question. I had way too much free time in my hands. In junior high, especially. I wasn't that into sports. Just a little. Not because of interest, but I wasn't that athletic. I mean, average. Maybe slightly above average. Athletically. Above average at best. Wasn't good enough to play baseball, but I would never play in college. I don't know. What would I have done if I hadn't played chess? We have a poll. Going to parties and drinking with the bad kids instead of chess tournaments. I probably would have been better at baseball. Practice more. I don't think I ever would have been a great player. Has chess been more fun or frustrating? Fun. Amaranth looks average. Yeah, that almost sucked me in. Ripun using his time. Time management skills. Very important. I can't emphasize this enough. Kids. Don't forget to manage your time properly. Oh. You could try answer number 3, G Souths. I recommend answer number 3 for you. What are we doing? Right. You heard a joke once. Silicone boobs. You don't like no increment. Where good players just spam no nonsense moves. No sense moves to the end of flag. Yeah. Neither do I. And I think, like all over the board chess tournaments are now increment. And I think it makes sense. The truth is that non-increment does seem sort of stupid at this point. Right. Polar cycle. Looks like definitely fun is gonna win. I did an entire stream on where I was ranting about the fact that chess is not fun. They want to provide content and avoid being beaten by engines. The whole beat by engines thing seems so 2000, doesn't it? No problem at all? That's like when my roommate back in 2001 used to play on some site where you could play chess games for money, and he would play 1 minute so the computer cheaters wouldn't beat him, It feels very 2000-y. Speaking of your favorite generation, lots of bots that can probably easily destroy 1 minute scene. Rook c8 into the pin. Unbelievable. Unbelievable move, right? Right. What am I doing? I almost played knight e5, dropping 2 pieces for the rook. That is crazy that I almost played that. Uh-oh. Serious mister. The mister. Chess mister. Yeah, chess mister. I remember you. From Harvard Square. You were homeless and had a beard. Used to come and sit there with a plastic bag full of stuff. I remember you. You trick all the tourists into thinking that you could play chess. What's up, man? Long time no see. Just kidding. Wow. d4 is an amazing move. Amazing. an amazing move. The chess mister. Online chess is online chess. Whatever. I don't know, why am I playing this? I like just keeping my stuff protected. I don't want to take the pawn, let him destroy my pawn structure. We have to play bullet, online bullet, because of engines. People at engines are going to cheat anyway. It's all over. AI is going to take over. Anyway, they're going to take over the world. Worried about your online chess cheaters. Computers are going to take over the world. The last thing we should be worried about is chess. It's a drop in the bucket. Sentient AI is coming for your job. Wow. Dude, knight c5. Dude. Are you serious, man? Knight c5? Like, totally. Dropping your rook? What is going on here? I was seriously thinking about rook e1. But he has queen g5, my god. That's a problem. Definitely fun. Chess is fun. I don't remember when chess was fun. They're just doing it to troll me. No problem at all. They're just totally doing it to troll me. Did we get a piece? Give me that. Did I blunder? Looks on in horror. No. I was just wondering, did you have rook d1 check? No. Did you have anything? Queen g5 check? No. Guess he doesn't have anything. Westworld. Can you stop threatening me all the time? Okay. This is just a weird game. Black seem to be doing well. He launched into this craziness. He just launched into craziness. He was totally winning. Oh my god. Why does this totally win? What is the winning move for black here? What winning move? Queen g5 check? What does that do? Rook d8? What does that do? Knight b3. Oh man. What does that do? He had knight b3. Shit. You know, I glanced at that square for a second, but I didn't put it together. Of course, he can trade rooks and play queen g5 check, winning a piece here, winning the exchange. Black's totally winning. Now, I thought this was an unbelievable move. First of all, he puts his rook on c8 into the pin. I mean, dude, who plays that? Who pins their own knight in this position? In time pressure. I just can't believe you pinned your own knight with rook c8. Like, that's crazy. Rook a8 is engine number 1 move. Now it's like wavering. That's the engine's number 1 move. I just don't think like most human players would play rook on a8 pinning their own knight here. Computer finally gives up, admits that it's clearly worse, and plays c4 instead. Nah, it's wavering on rook c8. How much time did you spent 40 seconds on that move. I mean, you could seriously consider sacking a pawn. If you're going to sack a pawn, you could do it like now, you know. Then I just was running out of time, so I made the routine move. And then the next engine move hits d4. Another engine move. And then I just didn't calculate. Amazingly, knight c5 is a mistake. Yeah, I don't know. I thought, okay, at worst case it's equal. Honestly, I was too lazy to think here in this position. Why didn't I play queen takes d4? I think because I thought you had the same tactic, right? I was afraid of this, this, you know, and this. There's no way on, as they say, God's green earth, that I could play this variation, right? To play this variation, I would have to see this move. Down a piece, queen e3. Now, if you find that in a blitz game, you're definitely cheating with an engine. There's no way I could find that variation. There's no way. So I thought I'm losing a piece if I play queen takes d4. Can't find the move. It's impossible. And then you actually made a mistake. But I have to find queen a3. It's a very difficult position. Chess is hard, you know? Chess is very, very hard. We look like idiots. Yes, your challenge disappeared. There it is. Oh, Resident Inspector, he's third in trolling this week. Behind Bob and our moderator, Arsenal fan. Resident Spectator he's ranked third in trolling. Oh yeah. Dude, bring it on. Unrated player challenged me to 3/4 bullet. Wait. Alright. Send me your team request, please. I played D4 to F4. Look, I'm sorry I'm so grumpy on Mondays. I'm just gonna be like everyone else and play the advanced variation. Dude, I just blocked the guy. Wait, how can you challenge me if you're blocked? Does anyone understand that? Wait a minute. You can challenge me if I've blocked you? Like, what's the purpose of blocking then? I thought I rejected it. Oh, it must have been like it must have been like out loose in the pool or something. It got lost. Okay. Now it's gone. Great. You played the variation, I know. I never play the advanced Caro-Kann with white. I've played it sometimes with black. At least against Bishop F5, I know a little bit of what I'm doing. You know, here I know some stuff I should have taken. This is bad. Can I take that back? Can I take Knight F3 back? This reminds me of something. Alright, we'll just try to transpose to something. Unrated player, 0 games. Bishop G4. I don't know, what is it reminds me of? The Albin counter gambit? Somehow? Is that weird? Why does this remind me of the Albin counter gambit? The structure is similar. Oh my god, I blundered my e-pawn. You guys are funny. That's unbelievable. So that's what you get for trolling. And what's the most accurate move now? King D1. He resigned. I have the feeling I didn't know what I was doing. Perfect game. Yeah, I don't know. Knight F3 is alright, but I think we really have to take on C5. Alright, whatever. Okay, so I know nothing about this position. Literally nothing. Of course, I played a random move here. But the configuration of pieces is exactly the Albin counter gambit, which is all I can think about. It's really weird. You have to put a pawn back on c7 for black. Take away their e-pawn. Then like give white's white's e-pawn back here on e2 and put the white c-pawn on c4 and put the black d-pawn on d4. So if you just move like 4 pawns around, we have the Albin counter gambit. My e-pawn wouldn't be on e5. Schedule notice. No streams after today until Sunday. We're having like a testosterone problem. I feel a little sleep deprived. So knight on bd2, dubious. Practically no one's ever played this, and you play knight takes e5. No, you can't play knight takes e5. You have to play e6. It's like, what am I doing? I'm stuck with these like weak pawns. Weak pawns. Yeah, that guy is killing me. I still didn't get rid of this challenge. You created your account June 19th, 2022. So he's blocked. Now he, like, the challenge went away again. Alright. I have to decline the challenge. The challenges come in waves. They disappear and then they come back again. Knight on bd2. I actually feel kind of guilty playing a bad move. ST33 10 plus 2? Seriously? God, dude, go away. You know that we don't do like increments smaller than 5 seconds here. I'm gonna make an exception. But we don't do lower increments than 5 seconds. ST33. Yeah, I mean, I was pretty harsh with Bob yesterday. Bob has tortured me so much in the past that I'm like traumatized from it. I have this like deep desire to get back at him for like destroying my stream so many times. I'm resentful toward trolls. Deeply resentful. We need to start playing the King's Indian. I was also thinking about this. On the chess, you know, we need to get back in touch with our inner King's Indian player. I was actually a pretty good King's Indian player, decent. Too much Nimzo makes Jack a dull boy. King's Indian isn't refuted. I mean, it's really not a great opening, probably objectively. Oof, bishop g5. What is that? Right? I'm not going to play e5 in the King's Indian in a lot of cases. Jesus. Can you pass the gray poupon, please? Excuse me. Can you please pass the gray poupon? Alright. Next. Gong. ST33 said didn't realize it was rated. I wish it was. I'm sorry it's not. You guys are not taking these games seriously enough. Starting with last game. Too late to start taking it seriously now. Mr. Coffee, thanks to the gift sub. Is today an off day at the candidates tournament? The Great Candidates Tournament? I will resign. Oh, I love this. As I've said many times, when I'm tired and bored, I'll play unrated games anonymously. And like I get things like people playing I played D4 E5. I just resign. That's my thing now. It's so funny. I just resign. You know, they're like stunned. If you're gonna do something stupid, I just resign. I'm not wasting my time. If they like time out, you know, like they're totally lost position. They're like, I'm gonna show this guy. I'm just gonna let the clock run for 6 minutes. I'll just resign. They're like, yeah. You defended against the mate. Pro mate defender. Phew, brutal. This is a funny position. Alright, I'm gonna try it. I really hope, you know, the World Championship isn't some kind of sideshow like Nepomniachtchi again or Hikaru. Let's see, like let's talk about like realistically. How many players in the candidates have a legitimate chance to even, let's say, draw Carlsen in the World Championship match? Caruana definitely, but does anyone else? Seriously. Right? He's the only one. He's really the only one. I mean, could you make a case that, like, Duda, because he's young and talented, could you make a case that Duda... Masturbate what? Slap, slap, slap. You just totally missed the last World Championship match. Masturbate was like talking about the first round, and he was like not even talking about the right game. Firouzja doesn't have enough. Yeah, Firouzja and Duda are guys who, like, maybe in a while they'll be ready. Yeah, it just seems like, you know, and Ding has been in isolation. And he wasn't even in good form last time, and he certainly hasn't had enough, like, serious practice. Rajabov is totally not there. It seems already obvious after 3 rounds that Caruana is the only player with a chance. With an outside chance of some kind of, like, miraculous, youthful, you know, Duda and Firouzja with some youthful miracle. We can't... I mean, Nakamura has a good chance to win the tournament, maybe, but I think he has 0 chance in a match against Magnus. Unless they secretly agree to, like, tie the match for content and then, like, play Rapid Blitz for the World Championship. All right, guys, last game. Come on. Bring me the last game. Yeah, I mean, Fallujah. Nah. Anyone could win this tournament, honestly. But who really has a chance in a long match against Carlsen? Only Caruana. I can't watch if it's like Nepomniachtchi again. I won't watch another. That's almost as bad as Anand. Watch Nepomniachtchi get slaughtered. That was fun. Oh man, we haven't played this player in ages. Malutz. I played Malutz like 3 years ago. It's reassuring when people still have the same account after 3 years. Alright. I mean, all the people, all the kids, the kiddies want like Nakamura to win. I guess it wouldn't be the worst result. It would be better than if like Nepomniachtchi wins. I can't watch that. Why did I decide to play this? Alright, we'll do this for Arsenal. I never played the Chigorin. We'll try it. But I'm not a fan of the whole candidates tournament system, or FIDE or anything, or Magnus Carlsen. I'm just a grumpy old man who hates everything. Caruana Game 2. I'm very disappointed with that. You know, no one... I didn't have a chance to talk about this on the stream. But actually, Caruana Black against Nepomniachtchi in round 2. I'm sure that people have talked about this elsewhere, but I think Fabiano has to know that he was slightly better there. He could have played for a win against Nepomniachtchi with an exchange sacrifice, which I'm sure that he had to have seen. And it looked to me like I just kind of don't feel like trying for it, you know. Anyone with a killer instinct would have tried to have won. In Caruana's like final position where he agreed to a draw against the Nepomniachtchi, that could come back to haunt him there. I looked at that position and he was like definitely dynamically better when he gave the Nepomniachtchi a draw by repetition. Yeah, the time control is maybe not in his favor, WJ Loof. The time control favors faster players like the Nepomniachtchi and Hikaru. That's a very, very good point. Yeah, so Caruana has to be careful about taking his chances. You know, I bet if he had like not won his first round, he might have, you know, or lost his first round, he might have approached it differently. When you're leading with +1 after one round, you know, it's round 2. You're probably thinking like, all right, I don't have to take a chance here. There's a lot of players who would have definitely gone for it there, but that's why they're them and Caruana's Caruana. You remember the candidates tournament when he qualified for the World Championship? I don't know if anyone really thinks about it, but let's recall how Caruana qualified to challenge Carlsen for the World Championship, shall we? Does anyone remember? the critical games from that. How Caruana won 2 games on the black side of the Petrov against, what was it? Wesley? Was it so? And Kramnik. Wasn't it? That shows, like, you're sort of like bullfighting, getting those guys to come after you and taking them down with black. That was an interesting game against Nepomniachtchi. I misevaluated. I thought Nepomniachtchi, was actually better, and when I looked at it with the engine, he had sacked a pawn or 2 pawns, and I really thought he had a strong attack, and Caruana had evaluated this position really well. White's threats were not as strong as it looked like, and he actually has to be careful. It was an interesting game, even though it was a draw. The second round game, important. No, that for me, that decided that candidates tournament, really. What's happening here? Knight takes d4, is that theory? My god, I don't know anything about this. White almost has to be a French defense player. It's a French. f5, e3. f5's risky. Knight d4. No, so it shows how Caruana went about, or won the last time he qualified. Getting people to attack him and then taking them down when they go too far. Winning with the Petrov. You can't win with the Petrov without help from your opponents. Nepomniachtchi played the Italian game. Interesting. I wonder if Caruana has given up the Petrov. Maybe this is a mistake. Maybe I should play knight f6 there to overprotect this. I wonder. I never play this opening for black. I don't really know what I'm doing. I feel like I screwed it up. "12 draws. Did I screw this up already? It seems like Caruana was playing the Petrov a lot. It's a solid choice if you're willing to draw with black. There was lots of Sveshnikovs too, WJ Loof. What am I doing? Damn. This is not good.
Last game, guys, gonna go. I don't mind if it's 12 draws. I mean, you can't view it like that, WJ Loof. You have to take the games. You could have 12 very exciting draws, or you could have 12 horrible, boring draws. I wouldn't be results oriented.
You don't understand English well.
I don't know what KMS is. Vladik. Candidate for Master Sport. I assume that must be over the board. Candidate Master, you know? If he's like from Russian speaking country, I mean, it's a very typical terminology, like FIDE CM. Originally, that's where the title comes from. I guess Russian title, Candidate Master. Yeah, I think the games were better.
I wasn't disappointed with the Caruana Magnus match. There were some really good games. Pretty good games, anyway. Okay. Now what? So I've got to defend my pawn. Alright. Done. Yeah, I don't like the way I played this. We got a weird French. The other thing is I'm going to start playing the French. I realize the older I get, I've gotten stronger defensively and technical play. My style has changed. You know, people change, and I've changed stylistically. I really should learn how to play the French because I could be a really good French player. Whereas previously, I don't think I would have been necessarily a very good French defense player. I'm probably a natural French defense player at this stage. Stages. I'm a natural Mr. Coffee. Guys, we gotta go. Last game. Whew. Yeah, my last game. Tough day today. I'm going on vacation tomorrow and I got a lot of work. Today is my last work day before I go away for 5 days. So we got the whole day filled with work. I don't remember now, Fisher. What was game 12 between Fabian and Magnus? Oh man, miss tequila. Tequila is great. I miss margaritas. I should buy tequila and make margaritas at home. That's a great idea. Alright. It's a great idea. What am I going to do? I have mini vacations. Now I take mini vacations. Right. Yeah, Magnus was planning to win in tiebreak all the time. That was obvious. Oh no. This guy's pretty good. Or he got stronger. His ratings aren't high, but these may be old ratings. Actually, he has very few games. Wow. He must just play unrated? I have 31 and 6. They're all unrated. Black's just holding. See, I'm a natural French defense player. American, what's that? We have all kinds of holidays. Every other week is a holiday here in Hungary. Hungarians hate working. Americans love it. I'm becoming a natural Hungarian. But I think both extremes are bad, to be honest. Bishop e2 is an interesting move. Wow. An interesting move, bro. Your folks. Folks like parents or your slaves at work? That work the coffee grinders at Dunkin'. I'm getting into my French defense zone now. Yeah, short vacations are all I can afford. No Disney World. I'd like to go on like a 2-week cruise. All I can afford is like 4-day vacations. But seriously, I'll lose my mind if I don't get out of here. Very hot, especially with climate change. We definitely need to take more vacations. Malitz is a rock. It's like a super rock. Mega rocker. Mega chonker. I don't know. I want to blockade that. Let's do it. Bishop a3. Subtle threat. Nice. Why there, per se? Damn it. You stop doing that? Defending everything? All the time? Damn, he's gonna like flag me? What? That was totally unexpected. Hmm. There's no way I'm agreeing to a draw here. With Uber Knight. Like, it's a computer? Okay. I'd probably give it a draw. Damn. How strong is white? Like, seriously. Outplaying me using no time? This is pretty crazy. Are you serious? Really? Saw that. That's pretty crazy, no? To calculate that so quickly that that's okay to allow rook takes g2 check. It's pretty unbelievable. I don't know, man. This is a pretty tremendous performance by White for his rating. Oh no.
Mr. Bill. Wow.
Look at that, master. Look at that move. Seriously. You have to be kidding me. Rook b6 instantaneously? This is too much. What's this account, dude? He saw that instantaneously using no time? Whatever. National master, like, playing white, at least. Look at the ratings. 1900 bullet. Doesn't play like that. Every time you tune in, which will never be again. Because you've tuned in so many times before with your other accounts. The first time you've ever made a comment was offensive. Look at White's defense in this game. I had one win. Queen e2. Queen e2 and rook f2. I missed it. I played it on the next move. I made this idiot check first. Shit. That's a really good game. I made 24 CPL with 25 CPL. You don't even understand the context of the situation. A player that I haven't played in 3 years suddenly shows up on my stream again. That's an extremely unusual circumstance. A player I haven't played in 3 years ago, since 3 years ago, suddenly shows up. We haven't played in 3 years or something. When was the last time I played this account? 3 years ago. If you were even remotely open-minded enough to understand, you know, how weird a circumstance that is, but you're not, because you're like here to troll me. This account has not played me in 3 years. They were 1650. And I have like a crushing score against them. You know, it's possible they went from 1650 to 2200 in 3 years. But nevertheless, you know, you can't trust anyone on the internet. I gotta go. I will see you later. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your vacation. Thanks for the support, guys. We'll be back Sunday Simul. Big hype train. Be there, WJ Loof. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.